What's going on, everyone? Jack here with Half Chrome. Today, Chris and I are talking about the new DJI ban. Is it really a ban? Well, let's find out. Now, if you've watched some other videos, you probably have heard a few things, but a lot of people are really glossing over what we think is probably the most important thing. Now, will this have effect on you? Yeah. Is it going to have effect on DJI? Absolutely. Is it going to have the effect that you think? Probably not. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Chris. I'm here with Jack today. So Jack, can you help me out? Let's just start off with where is this coming from? What entity inside the government and what are they saying about DJI?
Yeah, so it is the U.S. Department of Commerce actually is the entity, or is the one that creates the entity list, and they said that DJI landed on it because of quote, wide-scale human rights abuses within China through abusive genetic collection and analysis or high technology surveillance, right? That is the quote.
I'm guessing it's on the or side of that because I don't think DJI is sampling genetic code from the air.
No.
But, maybe this is about like scanning faces, right? Facial recognition stuff. And that video obviously needs to be captured by something. It's going to be a camera. It happens to be a DJI camera, but what if, DJI doesn't make ground-based cameras, so they use a Sony camera like we do. Should Sony be on the list? Do we want to put Apple on the list if somebody records an illegal activity that they're not even participating in necessarily on their iPhone? Does that make sense? I don't know.
Right. Yeah. So it wasn't DJI causing these atrocities. It was the Chinese government, right? The Chinese government is the one doing bad things using DJI products. Now, can you be a Chinese company and not have the Chinese government have a hand in your cookie jar?
I just think we take the position here that it's a camera that flies and people are going to use it how they're going to use it. And I think this is fundamentally, we're not going to get into the politics of it, but clearly a political thing, an anti-China thing. And I think it, maybe to the downside of drone enthusiasts when DJI is the biggest player.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you think, what is this going to do to DJI, right? So being on this entity list isn't a ban per se, right? But it is absolutely going to have some effects on DJI as a company, right?
Yeah, so big picture, first of all, people call it a ban. Wow, that would obviously affect them. Is it that? No. But is it nothing? No. DJI clearly cares in their response statement that we'll get to in a second. So it is a big deal for DJI. It was a big deal for another even much, much bigger Chinese company, right? Huawei was in the news a ton a while back. And I would say, A, Huawei cared. They tried to get off the list, just like DJI is going to. B, I think it has made business for Huawei much more difficult in the United States. When business is difficult, that's bad for the consumers if you want to buy Huawei or DJI products in this case.
All right, I think bringing up Huawei is an important point because they are one of the largest smartphone manufacturers in the world. And how many people in the U.S. have even heard of them? It's Huawei, spelled with an H, by the way. And, they're number one, number two, or number three, depending on what metric you choose. And being on this list has pretty much wiped them out of the U.S. market.
Right.
That's
but
crazy.
I'm on Amazon.com right now. You can find their products. But yeah, I don't know a single person with a Huawei phone. The people I know with Android phones they're buying Google phones. They're buying Samsung. I don't know. Maybe you have one. I don't know. But it makes, I think probably, I don't know. You go into a Verizon store, are they selling a Huawei phone?
I don't think so.
So that's probably the case where it's not worth it to Verizon to push hard to get them in the store because of the barriers that the U.S. government has imposed on that process. And so I got 3 other companies. It's cheaper. It's easier. I'm just going to go with that. So are we going to face that kind of situation with DJI?
Right. Plus, I think, being on a list because of human rights violations, I mean, who wants to buy a product from a company like that? I think that's going to have an effect on some consumers, right?
Yeah.
Is it valid? I don't know. Probably not, right? I think the Chinese government should be on that list, but they don't make the drones. So, public perception is important here. And I think that DJI is going to take a hit there too.
I mean, DJI has been playing defense on security concerns for a couple of years now, with them being banned in a lot of ways from government contracts inside the U.S. So, different departments, mostly I think within the federal government, have slowly been saying, no, can't do it, right? Federal ban. So they've been playing defense on that. Now they have one more thing to play defense on. People who are concerned about human rights issues, whether, like you said, it makes any sense or not, are going to say, well, let me look around. Where else can I go? I got this Parrot drone I can still get on Amazon. I've got Skydio, which is, by the way, getting in bed with the U.S. Government and law. So that's a whole nother bag. So point being, it is affecting Huawei. I think this is actually a big deal for DJI. I don't think this is like, we've talked about, Autel patent disputes, like that hasn't panned out to anything that affects you or me, probably barely even affects DJI. This, I think, is the real deal.
Yeah, for sure. So right now, yeah, you absolutely can still buy a DJI drone. You can get them on Amazon. You can go to Best Buy and get them. They're not pulling them from the shelves. You can even still order them from DJI.
Well, let's read that quote actually about that so we did, like you said, we did check every website. We could still buy them, but let's read the quote from DJI. DJI is disappointed. I mean, you can almost see a tear dripping down the face of, what's his name? Schuleman. He probably wrote this, is disappointed in the U.S. Department of Commerce's decision. Customers in America can continue to buy and use DJI products normally. DJI remains committed to developing the industry's most innovative products that define our company and benefit the world. Okay, wow. So a lot of benefit, no human rights in that quote, violations. So, but here's what we got to focus on. Can continue to buy and use DJI products. So yes, my drone still turned on this morning. I can still fly. I think there is zero risk to the consumer that your product is going to somehow be blocked. I mean, that's not going to happen. I also think there's zero risk that you won't be able to go into Amazon, Best Buy today, DJI.com, and get yourself a drone. That being said, if you've been thinking about it, it might be time to pull the trigger. Absolutely. And shameless plug right now. What's our shameless plug?
Okay, so shameless plug, if you're looking for one of these DJI drones, we've got links down in the description below. They're affiliate links. That's how you can help this channel out anyway.
Yeah, that's the plug. But so I think you can buy them today. But how is this going to affect DJI other than perceptions? It could be a real supply chain thing. We've seen a lot of content from Drone DJ where this originally broke, and Drone XL, funny enough, run by the former lead editor of Drone DJ, with a lot of good content in the last 24 hours as well on this topic. Yeah. Haya Costello writing about this and pointing out the FLIR connection, right? FLIR, American-made company. So FLIR not on the most recent DJI Mavic Enterprise. Is that important? Was that part of this strategy? Maybe?
Yeah, maybe DJI knew this was coming, but it's not like FLIR, that's a big thing, the FLIR camera, right? And
expensive thing.
Yes, but there are little parts of these drones 100% coming from other US companies. Like we know that for a fact that there are other companies that produce parts for these drones. It's not just big things like FLIR, but it's, little things. There are microphones in these Osmos, and it's not just it's all of their products, chips, Gorilla Glass, it could be anything. There are lots of little components, and DJI is going to have to source them from other places, right?
Or the US based companies are going to have to sort it out with the Commerce Department. This is our understanding, at least. in order to continue doing those sales. And that's just going to, if nothing else, if all that pans out, it's going to be obviously expensive for DJI just to sort through all that. Maybe they'll even have to pay some of their suppliers in order to keep getting parts, because it's going to be expensive to the suppliers potentially. I don't know, just speculating, but it's going to take time. And that's why if I'm looking at a drone, which I'm not right now, why, Jack? Because we have like 100 drones. But if I was looking to get a drone, I would definitely pull the trigger, honestly, in the next couple weeks.
Right, for sure. Yeah, if you want a DJI drone. Now, if you're looking for something that's not made by DJI,
where would we go for that information?
Well, goodness. Ironically, we just released a video and an article, our 10 favorite drones not made by DJI. And not the 10 best, our 10 favorite. There's a little difference. So you're going to want to check that out. But yeah, there are a lot of really good drone manufacturers out there. We talked about the Skydio already today. I've been testing a handful of different Xiaomi drones. Something just turned on. The Parrot Anafi. There are a lot of good things that you can fly that aren't made by DJI. Little tiny whoops, right? So, there are other options out there. If you're like, hey, they're on a list for human rights. No, right? I don't want any part of that. Yeah, go somewhere else. But yeah, other good manufacturers are out there. And I think, maybe, I don't want to get too much into the political thing, but maybe this was made to kind of curb the monopoly that DJI has on the drone market. And it's one easier way to kind of go about it.
Yeah, it is hard not to wade into politics here. And is DJI an amazing company for the technologies they've introduced? Absolutely. I mean, they're just head of the pack there. Do they have a competitive advantage due to benefits of operating in China and being a Chinese company? I would say most certainly they do. So there is that aspect to consider. However, we still love their products. We still buy their products. I'm not worried about this human rights issue, not because I'm not worried about human rights issues. I just don't think this is one. I'm also not particularly worried about the security thing. If somebody really wants to review my video in China, go for it. It's not that interesting, but I'm still buying the products, but I would get it now if you want it.
Yeah, on that point, we're also not saying that there weren't human rights violations here. We're just saying that it's not DJI, it's the Chinese government, right?
Yeah.
So, it's not like these other drones aren't made in China mostly, or their parts come, whatever. We're not going down that rabbit hole, but
so I got another thing to go down on this route though. When are we going to be back to normal? We're saying we think you probably want to think about buying DJI if you've been on the fence and you want one in the next few months. When are things going to get back to normal, do you think, Jack? Is this just a temporary thing? Oh, I just wait a month, this is going to blow over?
Right. Well, so it's let's just say that it's politically motivated, and you're thinking, well, the U.S. administration, that's coming to end soon. But why would the new president, is looking at drone lists on his highest priorities? No, right? This is not going to be something that Biden comes in and says, oh, well, this is garbage, we're moving on. Maybe year 2, year 3, he's like, oh, well, let's revisit that list. That's something we can take a look at. And, is China doing better? Who knows, right? I don't see this changing in the near term.
Yeah, and I would agree. And China's going to be looking at the new administration saying, okay, here's an opportunity, maybe get some leverage back again. I don't know. Is DJI going to be the first thing on the China government list? I mean, it'll probably be up there, but it's going to be after Huawei. But like you said, I mean, Biden's not coming in on day one and being like, dude, I got to fix this issue. I need to go, I've been dying to fly my Mavic Air this weekend.
Yeah, all those drone flyers, they got to get access. No, like 1, we still have access. 2, we're still being supported. 3, we can still fly. So, yeah.
He's got other bigger fish to fry, more people to impress on other topics in the first year. So I think this could be a long-term or medium-term issue for the next 1 to 2 years, and that's kind of sad. But and it's also kind of sad that is that going to be enough to bring back Parrot? is that going to be enough for Skydio to give me the features I need to fly this drone professionally instead of just tracking me on my mountain bike? Is that going to be enough? I think on the Skydio side, the answer honestly will be yes, because they're going to see a window here. If the production does really slow down at DJI, I think it's just an unavoidable opportunity. But again, where are they going to make those drones? In California? I mean, how are they going to satisfy the demand?
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. But anyway, that's all just going down a rabbit hole. I think we're done for now talking about this topic. We covered everything. I think we've gone over things other people have missed, and the potential real concerns for DJI. And I think we can wrap it up, but why don't we just talk about what we're doing this weekend?
Yeah, so don't forget, we've got live streams. We're trying to be more consistent. So this Tuesday, the 22nd, we'll be live streaming, and we have a couple of giveaways. We're giving away 2 Banggood gift cards, one $50, one $100. We're giving one to one of our Patreons, which our number of Patreons at this current time is what, Chris?
I think it's 5.
So you got a 1 in 5 chance if you're one of our Patreons. So that's awesome for you. If you want to be a Patreon, check again, links in the description down below on how to do that. We give a drone away at least once a month, and sometimes more than that. So that's for Patreons. But we're going to give a gift card away to a YouTube watcher that may or may not be a Patreon as well. So check in on Tuesday. If I said Thursday, Tuesday
Thursday.
Nights.
We'll go with Tuesday.
Tuesday nights is when we're doing our live streams. But yeah, we got some flying. Chris, what are you flying this weekend?
So I will be flying this guy, the Mini 2 from DJI, none other. It does still fly.
Yeah.
You might notice it looks a little funny right now. I've got some legs on it. So I'm going to be checking out all the accessories for this, doing a video on accessories. What I've got on here is some extra long legs I threw up on the 3D printer. And these work pretty well for what they are, but I'll be getting in much more detail of what makes the most sense for accessories for this guy.
Yeah. And I'll be flying the Skydio that we mentioned, just kind of putting it through the paces, doing some more testing. But I also have the Xiaomi Fimi A3 that I really kind of like this drone. I'm going to do some more, get more into the flight modes. So we've got a video coming out on that soon. So, and if I can get this up air camera fixed, I'll do some flying with that. But that has been a project. And of course, I try to get as much flying of these. I try to get as much flying of these guys as I can. I'm a tiny Whoop fan, and just ripping through some packs of those too. So that is my plan. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to go buy your DJI drone before it's gone, and help us out with those links in the description. We will see you guys Tuesday, hopefully. If not, our next video.
Yeah. All right.
So if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button and activate notifications so you don't miss any videos or upcoming live streams. So we also have a Patreon, and once a month we're giving away a free drone to a lucky Patreon subscriber. Don't forget about our website, halfchrome.com, where we have everything from photography to FPV. So if you're looking for more information on this drone or any drone, it's there for you. And make sure you check the video description down below, because we have links. They are affiliate links, and that's how you can help support this channel. At no cost to you, you get one of these awesome products, and it helps the channel out. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them down below. Did we get something wrong? Let us know. We'll catch you next time. Good luck and happy flying.